Hi everyone, welcome to the Whiteleyverse with me, Connor Whiteley, for another daily story with a chapter from one of my novellas. Before I start today's chapter, please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you want to buy this book and any of my other fiction, then they're all available from all major ebook retailers. You can order the paperback and hardback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore and local library if you requested. Also, if you want the AI generated audiobook, then you can get it from selected audiobook platforms and library systems like Kobo, Spotify, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, Baker & Taylor, Biblioteca and Overdrive. Now, here's today's chapter. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did writing it.
Chapter 2. Lord Captain Toby stood on the awfully warm balcony of Samantha, leaning on his golden staff, and he felt so weird being inside her bedchamber. He had been born into techno-barbarian nobility, and he had been taught a lot about how to treat women, and this wasn't the way. Of course, Toby had rebelled against his father the second he had discovered exactly how he treated the slaves, idiots, and plebs that his father had collected over the years. And Toby still hated how his father had forced innocent people to undergo such extreme surgery for the fun of it. It was why Toby loved the Empire and wanted to protect it no matter the cost, but it was an impossible task. The palace itself was thousands of square kilometers in all directions, including up and down, and barely any of the defenses were in place. The battlements meant to contain the palace weren't even built yet. The prisons under the palace were only drawings, and the immense spires containing orbital cannons, Toby still had no idea why they needed to defend from orbital attacks, were mere shells of what they were meant to be. Toby really loved being in the palace, but this was a nightmare from a practical, military, and security standpoint. And it wasn't even like there was much of an army to defend the palace with, if there was such an attack. There were 1,000 angels and 20,000 Empire army soldiers. That was it. The Emperor had taken the rest of them with him when he left the palace 10 months ago to conquer the rest of Earth, with only 2 countries left in Africaic before Earth was fully under the Emperor's control. A loud bang from below made Toby shake his head, as a massive crane finally lifted a block of solid enhanced steel into place. Finally, there was one battlement starting to take shape. It still wasn't enough, and if the reports from his agents and spies in the lower valleys were to be believed, where the closest citizens lived to the palace, then some people were starting to get concerned about the Emperor's true intentions. It was such a stupid argument because everyone had lived through the tyranny, slavery, and torture of the techno-barbarians, and they also knew that the Emperor had been the one to free them. But they were suspicious of trading one monster for another. Toby hated those people who believed that with an utter passion, because it couldn't be anything further from the truth. The Emperor was kind, intelligent, and cared about every single person on Earth, yet his agents did inform him people were starting to talk about a rebellion being led by someone inside the palace. And that's why he had come to the only person he could trust with reports that he dare not share with anyone else. The Empire is still very weak, Toby said. You said that already, and I do agree, Samantha said. We all knew this day would come, but a traitor inside the palace, now that is a danger I doubt we would have foreseen. Toby laughed. You believe the Emperor could have overlooked such an important detail? She looked at him, and Toby had to admit that she did look beautiful in her long white evening dress. We need to find the traitor, she said, and all you have are the words of spies and villagers and a myth around someone in the palace. Toby shrugged before taking out something called a data slate. It was a strange piece of tech that the Emperor had sent him a few days ago, and he still didn't really understand it. All he knew was that it was touchscreen, and it allowed him to look up a library worth of information in a moment. He showed Samantha 2 reports of ammo being ordered outside of normal channels. This clearly shows someone is wanting to get ammo for an army in secret, Toby said. I don't know who ordered this, but there is a shipping address and department number. so we can see who the ammo was delivered to. Exactly. Wanna come with me? Toby really wasn't sure if Samantha was ever going to come with him whilst he checked out that possible lead, but he was really hoping she would. He wanted someone with him that he could trust in case things went very wrong. And because the transportation system within the palace was yet another thing not finished, it was going to be a very long walk to the department, so he wanted the company more than anything. Toby wondered if she was about to give a very firm no, until she grinned, nodded, and went back into her bedchambers to grab her pistol. It was another sad fact of palace life that everyone important couldn't even had basic guards because there was no one to be guards. Even he had to modify his golden staff to be extra deadly in case an assassin ever dared to attack him. Thankfully that hadn't happened yet, but it was only a matter of time, and when Samantha opened the door and gestured they should get going, Toby couldn't believe just how excited he actually felt about this mystery. Because it really was a strange mystery that threatened the very fabric of a newly born humanity.
Welcome back everyone, it's me again, Connor Whiteley. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's story, because I flat out love writing, creating stories and sharing them with you. If you really enjoyed today's story, then please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithms. And if you want to buy this short story or any of my other fiction, then they're available from all major ebook retailers, and you can get them from your local library if you requested, and you can order the paperback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore or local library if you request it. Lastly, if you want to support the channel on a one-off basis, then you can now buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Connor Whiteley. Also, if you know anyone who would enjoy today's story, then please share it with them. I'm always really grateful when you wonderful people help spread the word about the channel. So, thanks for watching the Whiteleyverse, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great day, everyone.